All I gotta do is call my mama and I'm quitting. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Audrey Rose. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new here, welcome back. Today I'm going to be exposing myself and talking about all the jobs that I've quit. I think there's like 14 jobs in total. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'm just doing this really cute, peachy, orangey, summery look for you guys. So just keep on watching if you want to see this makeup look and hear me talk about all the jobs that I've quit. I already put on a light layer of foundation. I use my Maybelline 220 just because my skin is looking so bad and I'm not in the mood for it today, so I just started off with that. I also wanted to show you the makeup look that I'm going to be doing today. Can you guys see this? I have all my lighting all over the place. Let's get into it, and we're gonna talk about all the jobs that I've quit. And I'm literally about to expose myself. I have to post this video though. I have to post it. Like, some people who I don't want to see this are probably gonna see this, and at this point in my life, I don't care. Like, I do not care. Okay, so the first job I ever got was when I was like 15, I think. I was maybe 15 or 16, and it was at this Japanese restaurant. I used to eat there all the time, and I didn't have a car at the time, so I would walk there every day to and from work, and they were 12-hour shifts, so I would come in at like 9 in the morning or like 10 in the morning, and I would leave at 9 or 10 at night, depending on what day it was. That was my first job. I worked there for a long time. I got my first house. It had 3 bedrooms, $500. It was in the hood. But that little Japanese job got me where I needed to be. I don't remember why I quit there, but I know that I think somebody like made me mad or something. Like, that's probably the reason why I quit all my jobs. Somebody made me mad, and I don't deal with that, okay? So I quit that job and I started working in the mall as a barista. So I learned how to make coffee, and I was a barista for a few months. I actually really liked that job because that mall wasn't even that busy, and like, I got to dress up cute and make coffee and drink coffee. I quit that job. I don't think I quit that job. I think I got fired from that job because one day I came in like 30 minutes late, and they wouldn't have even known because they weren't there, but I opened up late, and I texted them and I was like, hey, I'm sorry I opened up 30 minutes late, and he was like, don't bother or something like that, like whatever. So I just went home. Actually, rewind, while I was working for those people who owned the coffee shop, they did a lot of stuff. Like, they sold hair straighteners, you know, in the kiosks at like flea markets and in the mall. So I tried to do that, and I am not a salesperson, okay? Don't put me in a sales position because I'm not gonna talk to anybody. I literally probably made one sale, and that was because she probably wanted it. She probably came there for it, you know? Like, it wasn't a sale that I like procured. Yeah, that didn't last long. They were like, this girl can't sell shit. Nope, can't do it. Don't put me out here. So I don't even know if I made any money doing that. I don't even remember if they paid me or not. But yeah, that was short-lived. So then after that is when I got fired as a barista. And I think I went on to work in another stand in the mall. I don't remember what mall stand I was working at because I think I only worked there for like a couple days. So I texted my old manager who worked at the Japanese spot, and I was like, listen, I will come in right now if you hire me, because I did not want to work in the middle of the mall, okay? I did not want to do that. He was like, girl, you don't have to do that, but come tomorrow, okay? I think I left that mall job. I just never went back. I don't even think I texted them. They like barely spoke English anyways. I don't know. That was just a weird job that I had. My best friend Missy, she started working doing dental assisting. I think she was doing dental assisting, and she was like telling me about how they need admins at these jobs. So I applied at this one dentistry, and it was in the city. For this, I was living in like a town outside of the city. So I applied to a job in the city. It was like a good solid 30 minutes away, and I got it. And I had never done any assisting before. I mean, admin assistant. I learned how to check people in and all that good stuff, and I worked there for about 90 days. That place got me my first apartment in the city. So probably about 2 months after working there, I got a new apartment in the city. I was so excited with this girl that I had like started partying with. I started like going out with this girl, and we decided to get an apartment in the city. And looking back, I will never have a roommate again. Other people just do not care about you, and like they just don't. I moved into this new apartment. Like, I had scheduled my review for that Monday, and I think on Sunday he called my cell phone and was like, yeah, we no longer need your services. And I'm like, well, you're not shit, because you literally do. Like, they were so backed up on insurance claims. It was a hot mess. They did need me, but he just didn't want to pay me more. And I think that I knew too much about what was going on in there. Back to the story about this fucked up roommate that I had. I was giving her money to pay the light bill, and like she wasn't paying the light bill. So I'm like about to literally expose myself right now. I'm literally about to expose myself. I remember the lights got cut off in our house, and the bill was like $400. And I had a daughter. I was like, I literally cannot live like this right now. Like, and I was not, I didn't have anybody at the time. I couldn't go to my mom's house. Me and her weren't on speaking terms, and like, I just literally had nobody. So I started exotic dancing at this little ratchet ass club. If I'm going to be quite honest, it was very ratchet. It wasn't ratchet, it was like white trash. That's what it was. And I brought her with me, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna start too, and she never did. So I was like, fuck it, I got to pay this bill because my daughter cannot come home to a home with no lights on. How are we going to live? You know what I'm saying? That was not an option for me. So I think I made that money that weekend, and I gave it to her. I was like, give me the account information and I'm gonna call them and pay this bill, because I was not giving her any more money. So that's how I got into that. And I actually ended up moving out from her and getting my own place with my daughter shortly after that, because she started like stealing from me, and she wasn't paying the bills, and I was just like, oh no, I'm literally gonna kill you. Get me out of here. I'm just gonna set everything in bronze so we can move on to the eyes. Kind of messed up my nose, but it's like too late to fix it because I already put powder on it. So shortly after doing that, I just started going to different clubs and applying, and I actually became a bottle girl after becoming a dancer. Isn't that funny? Like, that I took that route, I didn't go the other way around. I just like needed money today right now. It was not a joke. Like, I needed it, and I didn't have anybody to ask for help, and I just had to do it. So I did it, and I don't regret it, honestly. I'm just gonna do my eyebrows real quick off camera, and then we'll come back. So I kind of went in between doing that for a while and just like figuring my life out and living by myself. I quit bottle service for a while, and was just dancing for a good minute, and I made a lot of money. I was able to like get a new place. I put my daughter in a really good school. I bought us like brand new furniture for my house. I did a lot. I cleaned up my debt. I just did a lot for us during that time. But I was really depressed because working in a place like that takes a lot of mental toll on you that don't think I was really prepared for. So I got into a relationship, and I stopped dancing and started working at this really nice club doing bottle service, and I only probably worked like 2 or 3 days a week, which was really nice. And I loved working there. That was one of my favorite jobs, doing bottle service there. I quit that bottle service job because they hired new management after like a 1.5 years of me working there. They hired new management and they just came in and like messed everything up. It was horrible. So I was just like, oh nah, I'm not dealing with this, and I just quit. I need more oranges. I think I had this problem last time, is that I didn't have like really peachy oranges. We might have to mix our own little color up. But so yeah, I quit that job, and that's when like 2 months after I quit that job, the pandemic hit. And luckily I was in a relationship with somebody who was able to take care of me during that time. So I was a stay-at-home girlfriend. That was my job, whatever you want to call it. And I quit that because he was a psychopath. So I couldn't, I just couldn't deal with him anymore. I quit after the pandemic. I think the pandemic really made you realize a lot of things about some people that you didn't know. So I realized some things that year, and I left that relationship. And then after that, I went back to being a bottle girl. But I think I worked at that club for like a month, and I wasn't making anything. They had like a huge problem with ethics. Like they always had something to say about what I was wearing, or my makeup, or just like everything. It was just weird. I just kind of hopped around clubs a little bit, but I did end up going back to one of the clubs that I worked at pre-pandemic, and I was very thankful that I could go back there, because these other clubs that I was trying to work at were horrible. Before the pandemic, I think like a year before the pandemic, I got my real estate license, and this was before I started going back to school. So I got my real estate license. I made like one sale, and then after that I was just like, this is not for me, because I would go into the office every day and just like sit there and be like, okay, what am I doing here? Like, I just wasn't for me. I couldn't get into it. Just like I said before, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not the type to like sit there and make cold calls and just procure sales that way, you know? Like, I'm not outgoing in that way. The only way I'm even able to talk this much is because I'm by myself, you know? So I would still go in the office every day, but after a while I was like doing real estate. I was a full-time student, and I was working at that bottle service job that I really liked, and I had my jewelry business. So I was like really overwhelmed. I was like having like an identity crisis. I was like, one of these things has to go, like has to. And I just chose to get rid of the real estate. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, why did you quit? There's so much money in it. I'm like, everything is not for everybody, okay? Like, just because real estate worked out really well for your friend and now they make $1 million a year, that doesn't mean that's the way that I'm gonna make my $1 million, you know? And I quit. And that was really hard for me to quit, because I had just so many people so proud of me that I was doing that, like my family. But I was like, I have to do what's best for me, and that is was good for my mental health, and this isn't good for my mental health. So I quit, and I'm happy that I did because I don't have that pressure of this job that I do not like doing. Okay, back to post-pandemic. Yeah, I was doing like bottle service jobs and went back to this one place that I really liked working. Ever since then, I've just been trying to figure out what I really want to do with myself, you know? Like, I've been in positions where I've made a lot of money, but they weren't making me happy. So I had to like just switch my life around a little bit, you know, and kind of step back and say, okay, this isn't making me happy. So I just had to reroute. And it's okay to do that. You don't always have to live up to everybody's standards of what you're gonna do with your life, you know? Like, it's totally fine if you go and spend all this time and money on something to get an education and do something and you are miserable doing it. It's okay to quit and restart and figure your life out. Like, I just turned 25 a couple weeks ago, and I do kind of have the pressure of figuring it out, but it's like, I know what I want to do, I just have to apply it, you know? I just have to apply the knowledge that I've learned. So the most recent job I quit was this restaurant, and they were just on bullshit. Like, they did not, I don't know, they just overworked people. They didn't allow you to have breaks. It was just a really ridiculous environment to work in. I got sick for a little while, so I called out, and I haven't been back since. So sorry if you're watching this, not really, because y'all suck. But yeah, I was not with that. Not with that at all. I hate places that just like make you feel like you're slaving for them. I actually had a really good job for like the 7 months previous to that. I was a bartender at this cute little lounge near my house, and it was so nice because they actually allowed me to learn how to bartend there. So I was already doing bottle service, and I literally wrote this down, and I cannot like do it in order. What is wrong with me? Yeah, I learned how to bartend there, and that was a really cool job, and I made a lot of money. I quit there because of some health reasons, and I just needed to not be in an environment where there was hookah smoke and liquor all the time, you know? Yeah, ever since then, I've just been like working from home and doing deliveries with Instacart. Is that weird? Like, that I'm a delivery person? It sounds so weird, but it's like literally the easiest thing, and I can make my own schedule with it, so I don't have to like, I can just do as I please, and I don't have to talk to anybody, which is my favorite part because I'm really an introvert. That's what I've been doing, and in the meantime, I'm just gonna focus on shooting YouTube videos and being a full-time student. I'm just gonna put my lashes on, and then we're gonna do some blush and like an orange lip, and I think we'll be done with this look. But yeah, you know those memes on Instagram where they be like, all I gotta do is call my mama and I'm quitting, or I'm coming, or I'm pulling up? Like, that's me. I would call my mom and be like, Mom, they did this. She'd be like, oh my gosh, sweetie, that sucks. I know that. I'm like, I'm about to quit. She's like, okay, well, you know, just do what makes you happy. Like, whatever. And I would just be like, okay. Some places I just wouldn't show up. Like, horrible. Employee of the month. So bad. But, I mean, I just don't like being in environments that don't make me happy. Like, if you're just gonna... I'm just gonna sit around and be moping and sulking because my environment sucks, like, I'm not gonna do very well there. I'll just quit and save you guys the trouble, and we don't have to ever see each other again, you know what I'm saying? Are there any jobs that I regret quitting? No, because the one job that I quit because the management changed, the bottle service job, they never went back to doing bottle service. So I do not regret quitting there. And the manager that managed me there, managed me at this other place that I did bottle service at, so I was good when I went there, you know? And I just took leave from there. I didn't really quit from there. I just took like a little leave time from there. So I'm gonna like overdo it with the blush on this look because that's what they did. And it looks super pretty. I never do blush like this because I'm literally scared of it, but I think it looks good. And then they did like this orangey lip. I just had like a lip gloss on before. I'm gonna go over it with a liner just to set the edges a little bit. I love orangish lippies on me, so I think it looks really good. I love this look. It's so pretty. I have to take a picture like this. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my video of me exposing my employee of the month ways. Let me know if you want any other life stories or story times, or if there's anything that I mentioned during this video that you guys would be interested in knowing about. I totally don't mind doing a story time on that. Let me know what kind of employee you are. Like, are you the type that's gonna like put in your 2 weeks? I don't think I've ever put my 2 weeks in anywhere. Maybe a couple places, but like I didn't finish. I was just like 2 weeks, but I'm not coming back, peace. I'm just meant to work for myself, okay? That's just what my life, how my life is meant to be. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys leave a comment down below on some of those things I mentioned earlier, and like this video. Let YouTube know that you like my content, and follow me on Instagram at Audrey Rose, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.